Coming up on the show today, we have Charles Barkley. He is the ambassador for race relations.
Yes, he is.
Somehow, some way.
Yes, somehow, some way. I tell you, she's the ambassador for good acting, great acting. Uzo Aduba will join us to talk about her third Emmy nomination.
What else we got?
We have lots of wonderful, awesome conversation.
That's a keeper.
That is a keeper.
I don't think we got anything.
Is our show making you sick? It's like that?
COVID! You were a big fan of Orange is the New Black.
One of my favorite shows of the last decade. All right, LeBron is doing this for the children. My illustrious co-host also loves to post thirst traps, okay? I don't think this photo, she's doing it for the kids, all right?
I am doing it for the young brown girls who are looking for a man, and perhaps they want the man to know what they're working with.
And also maybe letting them know.
Do it for the kids!
But that's
okay. If you stay in school,
that's okay.
You too can look like this on a boat.
I don't encourage this foolishness. I just want you to know.
Fine. You want to tell Uzo thank you for joining us?
I do. Well, Uzo, thank you so much for joining us. You're a wonderful person, and we love to receive it.
And we love to see it and receive it. Go Brown!
All right, boys and girls, we introduced this segment to you last week. We're going to explain it again for those who might be joining us for the first time. This segment is called Fuck Outta Here. All right, so who do we have for FOH, Cari?
Okay, so this is a conversation I have had with every single one of my girlfriends, and now I will have it with you all. Suspiciously silent through all of this. But most recently, he did what, Jay?
Yeah, he liked the Instagram post, and I've had privately 1,000 times. The lack of support for Black women, especially if we are showing that someone within our community hurt us. If a Black man has hurt us.
Translation.
And we have the nerve to actually speak to how we've been hurt, we're immediately branded a traitor. We're a snitch in this case. I'm like, how you gonna snitch when you're the victim of the crime, right? It's not like her and Tory were doing a burglary together and she told on Tory Lanez. He shot her.
What did Malcolm X say?
Let's hope.
Anyway.
With Meg Thee Stallion, in her case, think about this, Cari. You've been shot by somebody. And she said that she didn't want to name him to the police.
Because they were killing black people and black men left and right.
What does that say about Meg Thee Stallion's
She had the
loyalty?
wherewithal when she was shot to say, guess what? I don't want anybody to get hurt. I don't want the police to actually come after Tory. Let me lie. She had the wherewithal in that traumatic moment to do that. There's so many levels of trauma here and so much damage done to this young lady. I want everybody to call her a snitch to get the fuck out of here. Everybody who's calling her a snitch, get the fuck out of here.
You know, I said on this show that I get paid to talk shit.
Do you?
This
I'm tired of being humble. Hey, everybody, welcome back to Stick to Sports with Cari and Jay and Cari. So our next guest is someone who doesn't really need an introduction because Jay has said he loves to.
Owners have moved away from using the word owners. I believe they call them governors now. So was the term owners, was that racist?
No, not at all. I thought that whole conversation was stupid. Listen, if you own something, you own it. We're trying to be too politically correct in society today.
Chuck, I got to push back on that because you know. Sometimes you know how you do.
Tell that to Donald Sterling.
You know how you do, Chuck. Donald Sterling thought he owned them players.
He definitely did.
And we need economic opportunity.
Chuck, no one's even arguing that. I think that's great in the sense that, yes, we need their help. But I have to ask you this. Can you explain the idea of we needing help and not that they, being the white people, fair?
Yeah.
First and foremost, thank you so much for joining us on Stick to Sports and doing anything but that, because that's what you do.
All right.
And you definitely know that you have a big, huge place in our hearts, and we appreciate you. We consider you a friend. Thanks for coming on.
Love you, Chuck.
Love you, Chuck.
Hey, listen, I'm so proud of you two strong, beautiful Black women. Y'all got a great platform. And the rest of the world gonna see what I've known for years. Y'all are beautiful and talented. And good luck with the show. I got one question for y'all, though.
Ooh, okay.
How did y'all decide whose name was gonna be first?
Ah, Chuck, your ego. Don't start. Don't start. C comes before
I'm
J.
just asking a question.
C comes before J in the alphabet. That's how we
Exactly.
decided. That's all, real simple.
That's the stupidest thing I ever heard.
That's your friend.
That's your friend. Talking about that's the stupidest thing he ever heard. I love him. Speaking of smart, we'll be back in just a few moments.
We didn't actually get into this part with Chuck there, but it's been a bit of a tough week for the NBA because we've all been forced to remember. Cari, had you asked me when this happened, would this not be the biggest sports story of the year, the biggest story of the year, period, I would have said Kobe Bryant's unfortunate death would have been number one. But obviously the country has been through a whole lot since then. But nevertheless, his 42nd birthday.
For me, as a lifelong Laker fan, I think that we really haven't had time to mourn. The world turned us upside down with the pandemic and then obviously the social unrest. And Kobe's death is just a reminder of how sad this year has been. I haven't gotten to the point where I can talk about Kobe without feeling sad, because he was a friend to me and a part of my family. To me, like, this is why I'm in sports. Like, we love what we do, right? I don't think it'll ever make sense, and it still hurts. But I'm glad that we have an opportunity to honor him.
I guess making the turn. I mean,
And
not under these circumstances,
right, but he
like,
would have thrived.
He would have thrived. Basketball all the time. Are you kidding?
I think that we're seeing so much of his influence. Kobe really touched a lot of people that we wouldn't know about, and he had so many relationships with different people. You've interviewed life. He went out of his way to have personal relationships with certain people, and he was very encouraging. The last time I got to interview him was in August of last year. He was working on something for obviously sports for kids and women and girls specifically because of
why that pain still feels fresh. You know, like you said, it feels like there was no proper time to mourn for anybody. And hopefully at some point, things will change to where we can remember Kobe, and maybe it won't make us cry. It'll make us smile, thinking about all his contributions to basketball. Ice Cube has always been on one when it comes to social and political issues, but he's in a new space now. He is not messing around.
He's unapologetic, and I think that we're ready for it. He was ahead of his time, as many would say, like you, because you've been reading.
And that's always a dangerous thing. Cari mentioned during the show I was in the bubble of trouble. I'm going to explain next week how this tweet about me reading a great book got me back in the bubble of trouble. All that and more. Thank you guys for watching. Stick around. Join us again next week. See y'all. Not tired of the show?
Oh, yeah. Hell no.